Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm looking okay.
I think you're
Tummy all right, is it? Breathe in
fine.
throughout the entire interview. Yeah, that's just all right.
So hi guys, and welcome back to the Actors Waiting Room podcast. And this week I am here with John Altman. So hello.
Hi Grace,
How
good to
are
be
you?
here.
How are you?
Okay, yeah, pretty good.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
It's been a pretty grim week. Rain every day and the sun's shining.
It has been horrible.
That's been good.
Yeah, it has been absolutely awful.
Took me too long to get up here. It was all right.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So obviously here to talk about your lovely acting career that you've had through your life, and I'm wondering really like how you started getting into acting and how like that spurred you on to be like, I want to go take this as a career.
Yeah, I mean, it could take about 3 hours. We haven't got that. I suppose the very first drama that I did was at school. And I played Professor Higgins in Pygmalion.
Lovely.
Which is the original play that My Fair Lady was based on, for those who don't know it.
Yeah.
Professor Higgins. So that was good. My mother said I was very good. And then but one of the girls in the senior school said I was good as well. So when they said it, I didn't quite believe my mother because she's my mum. You know,
Yeah.
She would be, wouldn't she? But, bless her heart. And God rest her soul. Yeah, but so I thought, well, maybe I do have some sort of talent. And I used to go to the cinema a lot because we didn't have a TV. So I'd go to the local Odeon twice a week.
Oh, wow,
sometimes 3 maybe, yeah. And watch had an absolutely joyous time. It was throughout the 60s. What a time.
Yeah.
Great movies. I mean, James Bond came out then. The Clint Eastwood Dollars westerns, that blew me away.
Yeah.
Seeing that first Clint Eastwood Fistful of Dollars was a bit like seeing Jimi Hendrix play guitar in the way that it was like no other western I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And when I heard Jimmy play guitar, it was like no other guitarist I'd ever heard.
Amazing.
So I watched some amazing films at my local Odeon.
Yeah.
And the lady who was the usherette, she used to let me into the, I think we had double A's, and I think maybe James Bond was an A or a double A.
Yeah.
And she'd let me in even though I was a little bit young. but that was okay.
Oh.
So, but we used to go to Saturday morning pictures as well, which I don't know if that exists anymore, but it's a lovely thing.
Yeah.
The children would be dropped off by their parents, and they'd have you'd have a cartoon, a little documentary, and a serial like Flash Gordon or something.
Yeah.
And then you'd have the main feature after an interval, loads of popcorn, kids throwing sweets everywhere. pretty wild up morning from 10 till midday. And there was a song as well. We come along on Saturday morning, greeting everybody with a smile. I always remember that song. So we used to come out of there. And we go off and play the game of whatever film we'd just seen, whether it be a swashbuckling pirate film or a cowboy movie or whatever. So it's like, right, or a war film, whatever they say. Not that we had any war films, but we'd say, all right, you be the English and we'll be the Germans, or you be the Red Indians, we'll be the Cowboys. So that was a form of acting. And I used to find this kind of weird thing in a way. I don't know if any other actors ever experienced it. But when I was a bit older, I'd go and see, say Cool Hand Luke, Paul Newman, fantastic actor, one of my favourites of all time. I'd come out of that movie feeling like I was Paul Newman, and for about an hour afterwards.
Have the persona.
I felt like I felt like him. You know?
Yeah.
Or James Bond, perhaps. It was like a cinematic mantle that came over me, and it wore off after an hour or so. But yeah, so that was.
You had that feeling when you came out of the cinema, and that sort of I wanted to do that.
And then local amateur dramatics, down in North Kent.
Yeah.
A group called Theatrecraft. They're still going as well. So I did musicals with them, and I did Oliver with them. Played Noah Claypole, locked Oliver in a coffin. And years later, I graduated to play Bill Sykes in Leicester Haymarket.
Oh, amazing!
And, that was like when I matured.
Yeah.
So I did Oliver twice, and I remember when we did the Leicester Haymarket one. They gave me a lovely pit bull to play Bullseye, Bill Sykes' dog.
Yeah.
And I walked down the centre aisle, my entrance to the centre aisle, with Bullseye and up onto the stage. I used to tie him to the leg of a table in what was supposed to be an old tavern in London. And you know how strong those little dogs are.
Yeah.
He'd either have a pee on the leg of the table, or he'd take off across the stage of the table. And upstaging me. He wasn't trained.
No.
Then I kind of I left it for a while, and I wanted to go to art school, but it didn't work out. So I headed off I saved up some money and headed off on what they call the hippie trail to India, and I hitchhiked and took buses and trains right across Europe,
Wow.
Germany, Austria, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, Turkey, Iran, Afghanistan,
Oh my
Pakistan,
God,
India.
amazing.
So I went off there when I was 17, I left home, and travelled around India. I ended up on my own, because the other guys that I travelled with, we wanted to go to different places, you know.
Yeah.
So that was an amazing
Experience.
I probably grew up quite a lot on
Yeah,
that
I
trip,
can
I'm
imagine.
Sure. So I was 18 when I was out there. My 18th birthday, I slept on the floor of the station in Madras, which is Chennai now. They changed the names. I think I must have been about 23, 24, around that age. I thought I really got to decide what to do in my life, really.
Yeah.
I taught myself to play guitar, and then I thought, right, it's either rock and roll or acting, one of the two. I'm going to go for the acting.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe I could do that for longer.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
The Rolling Stones are a classic example. I mean, they're 80, most of them, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, so these days, you know, you can go on till you drop, can't you, in the rock and roll
Yeah,
world.
but the beauty of acting is you can act.
But acting, I think,
the whole lifetime.
till
Yeah.
you're 100, really, if you can still
Yeah.
memorise the
Yeah.
lines. Yeah.
I mean, Michael Caine was doing it for God knows how long. He's only just said no, hasn't he? Really? So yeah.
I decided, and I couldn't afford drama school, so I ended up working at the Leeds Grand Theatre and Opera House
Right.
up in Yorkshire, and I kind of blagged my way in, actually, and said to the stage manager that I had experience. He said, "Oh, you experienced?" I said, "Look out, because that piece of scenery is
Yes,
going
yes, yes.
to hit you on the head. Don't move out of the way." Oh, right. Okay. He took me on because I looked keen.
Yeah.
And I thought, because I couldn't afford drama school. I went on a course in York. There's a drama academy there part-time while I was doing the stage management. So I learned how, you know, I loaded the trucks, moved all the scenery. I worked the fly floor. For the uninitiated, the fly floors where the stage crew pull all the scenery goes in and out. It's attached to these bars. So I learned how to do that. And I worked on all kinds of shows, operas, ballets, musicals.
And you loved it all.
Elton John came in, yeah. And I made contacts.
Yeah.
And I went down to Leicester after that, Leicester Haymarket, because they'd come in with Blythe Spirit, and I worked on that too. I went down to Leicester Haymarket to get my equity card, because I couldn't get it in the Leeds Grand Theatre, because it was all important in those days. I often think it wasn't a good thing that they did away with the equity card or needing it, because I think maybe the quality of performers went down a bit after that, when anybody could be cast in, you know, if they axed the whole thing. You didn't have to have a card. So a lot of people work really hard to get their cards as well. Anyway, Leicester, I met, cutting stories short here, I met a rock theatre group called Pip Simmons Theatre Group.
Okay.
They blew me away. You know, I was talking about Clint Eastwood and Hendrix earlier, but theatrically they blew me away. They came in and it was just, they did a version of Dracula and a Dostoevsky short story called Dream of a Ridiculous Man. And their back line was like the full band, you know, keyboards, bass, lead guitar, etc., percussion, some of them played violins, a couple of people played the saxophone. So it was a very musical group.
Yeah.
And the fact that I played the drum, I sat in with them a few times, I had a couple of drinks and sat in on the drums, and
amazing.
They knew I played guitar, so you couldn't really join that group unless you played an instrument. Right. And at the end of that, I thought, they're amazing, you know. And the director, who's he's kind of quiet, he created these incredibly colourful shows.
Yeah.
But he was quite quiet. But he came up to me and went, someone's leaving at the end of this tour. I wonder if you'd like to come down and audition.
Amazing. Yes, please.
I was like, I took my breath away.
Yeah.
And I said, what do I have to do? So we'll come down to the Royal Court Theatre in Sloane Square and sing a couple of songs, and we'll show you the script, see if you like it, and we'll have a chat, a coffee and everything.
Wow.
So that's what I did.
Yeah.
I learned some Beatles songs, a couple of Beatles songs, went down to London, auditioned and got the job. So I went from Leicester to Paris. One leap.
That's amazing.
Joining that theatre group. So that was my professional beginning, and I got the rest of my equity card being with Pip. And that was 2 amazing years. We toured Europe, you know, from Scandinavia down to the south of France.
Yeah.
And, I just loved it. I really did.
Then
went back to London. Cutting long stories short, I could tell you a few tales about that tour, but I haven't got time. But it was great fun, and it was it's almost like my drama school in a way, because we were constantly working. We'd improvise and create shows and stuff like that. So back in London, it was the summer of 87. 77. What am I talking about? Yeah, the summer of punk. and everything. And I formed a band called the Hitmen, which went on to become another band called the Resurrection. And I lived in Maida Vale in London, and I got an agent, and I went to a place called the Actors Centre, which I don't know if it's still going or not, where I would learn.
I think it's still kind of going.
It was a great place, because I hadn't done the full drama, the 3 years at drama school. I went there and I brushed up with Shakespeare, sword fighting, whatever. Yeah,
got all your bits
accents.
involved.
So I worked with various directors as well, like Stephen Burkoff, and so that was very helpful.
Yeah.
Got myself an agent, and then I was in the business, so to speak.
You're in. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it's your most iconic role, but I think the one that people recognise you so much for is EastEnders, obviously. And I was having a look through, and I was looking at the first original episode that aired in 1985.
Yes.
And it had 13 million views, like people watching that time, and you were in that first episode. What was it like starting on something like that? Because I bet you wouldn't have known how big it was going to be. What was it like?
Yeah, we didn't know. I think maybe we had a little feeling that there was something quite special, but you can never guarantee it.
No.
There was a soap called Albion Market, came and went, you know.
Yeah.
And after EastEnders was El Dorado, of course, it disappeared. But that became quite good, I thought. I think they should have stuck with that. But yeah, so none of us knew. And of course, when it did come out, I think I felt it might do well because it was so hard hitting.
Yeah.
Compared, I'd watched Coronation Street when I was a kid, etc., and a couple of other soaps, and I just thought this is a bit more powerful than the other soaps, dealing with issues that just telling it like it is.
I mean, they're dramatic storylines.
This, that, and the other.
Yeah,
it's things that the other soaps may not have dared to touch.
Yeah,
thanks to Julia Smith and Tony Holland who created it. And so. Yeah, we had a feeling, and then hey, when it took off, I remember I was living in Chelsea, and I took a running down to Battersea Park, my Sunday afternoon run. I ran past a TV shop, and they were doing the omnibus of EastEnders, and I saw myself through the TV shop window. I thought,
so
crikey!
Bizarre, yeah.
Well, this is quite bizarre, and life changed. People called me Nick in Waitrose supermarket. I thought,
Nasty Nick and all those things.
Why are they calling me Nick? My name was John. Actually.
Yeah.
And I didn't really expect that. I'm sure a lot of actors who've become well known for any character, if you like, have had to go through that. Because you think, what? It says Nick Cotton played by John Altman. You think, but then it's like you kind of give up in the end because it's gone on for years. People still call me Nick. You know.
Do they?
Sometimes even people who work with me, you know.
Oh,
but it's one of those things you get programmed, I suppose. If you see somebody as a certain name, then your brain registers it. Doesn't
How
it?
hard was it as well to film all that at once? Because I researched that you had 2 episodes coming out a week, and then it grew to 4.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you doing that?
Tall order.
Yeah.
It was really hard work. I mean, Danny Dyer was talking about the pressure you're under because he was the landlord of the Vic.
Yeah.
And he was. I was interested to see in an interview. He was talking about how he was pretty driving him to the edge a bit because it's just such a relentless schedule.
Yeah.
It really is. You're on. Somebody I went up one of the Peggy Mitchell's part. She looked at the schedule and said, I don't think I could cope with that.
Yeah.
Like you say. So initially you get the scripts. Well, in the old days it was only 2 a week, so you get sent the 2. But as soon as you memorise the 2, you've got another 2 under your door.
Yeah.
But then, as you say, we had 4. So it just takes up all your time.
Yeah, I bet.
It really
Living
does.
and breathing it.
They used to rehearse it as well in the early days, but they stopped doing that. So now they call rehearse record.
Right.
So you just you learn it and go in and do it. Great thing was working with June Brown, who played Dot. She was so lovely. I mean, professional to the.
I feel like she's like a national treasure. She's so lovely.
Oh, she was wonderful, and we kind of hit it off from the start.
Yeah.
And my real mother said, "I think she looks more like your mum than I do."
Oh.
So how's that for casting?
Yeah.
But what we used to do was when I smoked, we used to. She did, of course, like to bless her heart. We used to go get in a little bit early. And we had about, you knock out, as opposed to making movies where you do 2 scenes in a day if you're lucky sometimes, we'd be knocking out maybe 6 or 7 scenes in the morning. You know, and you do one take and they like it and move. Because we just do, no time, moving on.
Yeah.
It's like all the sets are all sort of dotted around. Say this was the studio, they'd all be dotted all around.
Yeah.
We'd be sitting in the middle of it all. And so, June and I would get together with a coffee and a ciggy and have a look through the scripts and maybe make a couple of changes if it was needed.
Yeah.
As well, because sometimes there's so many writers on it, you'd have lines or words that maybe Nick or Dot wouldn't use.
Yeah.
So put a line through that, quickly tell the office that we're going to change it and then that'll be okay. So yeah, it was a joy working with her. So when we got on the set, we were pretty much
we
were on it, you
yeah.
know. And I know it must be the same with a lot of other actors on there, but especially if you've got, they do occasionally rehearse something, if it's like a sort of 10, 12 page really
wait, you're saying
scene.
that you didn't really rehearse it? Are you saying that you didn't really rehearse it, or you did rehearse it and then
we
we
did
went...
in the early days.
Okay.
But not latterly. Then latterly you just had to get it together yourself. And then
God.
rehearse it in front of the camera and then shoot it.
Okay.
Rehearse, record. So yeah,
Wow.
non-stop. And takes so much time out. I mean, over a weekend, you on the Sunday, you had your Sunday lunch, maybe you got a busy day on the Monday filming, you have to go and tuck yourself away somewhere quiet, and Sunday afternoon, level lunch on Monday morning.
Gosh.
So it's like, compared to being on a treadmill, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard work.
Not glamorous, but
I was
at
just
the same
about to
time,
ask
you had
that.
fun.
How glamorous was it, or was it not very?
Really,
Yeah.
no. Some people used to watch it and think we were making it up on the spot. I suppose that's a compliment, really.
Yeah, very naturalistic. Yeah.
If only that would save a bit of time, but so when you did after that, you'd go off and do a film or something. It's quite an absolute luxury.
Yeah,
to go off
have
and do
a bit more
movie,
time.
a bit more time to craft it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, sometimes because I've been in there for a while, sometimes I'll look at it occasionally and I'll see the standard of the acting in there. And there's still that. I don't know if it still exists. I hope it doesn't. That slight snobbery that some producers or directors might have about using people from soap operas. There's all that thing going, he's a soap opera actor, we can't. And there's a casting director I know, she said she's going to do some work for a director, and she said, I don't want any soap actors, please, which is awful.
I think it's weird because you have so many great skills, like you're quick on your feet, you learn lines quickly, you're adaptable, all those things. It's just, it's a different style of acting, but why can't you adapt to something else?
And I think the standard is incredible, tears flowing, long scenes.
You have very dramatic storylines.
So hats off to all the guys on there.
I am wondering as well, you had quite a lot of unsavoury scenes, I suppose, that you had to do where you were sort of in fights or you punched through windows and things like that. In the early days, was that choreographed and stuff, or how was that done?
Oh, it would have been planned, something like punching
or like fight scenes or things like that.
Yeah, they had to be choreographed, It's really dangerous, or falling off a bridge or whatever.
I
wanted to do, I really enjoyed doing stunts, and I said, can I, when Nick, he came off a bridge once, because Mark Fowler gave and put some drugs in his lager, and he fell off this bridge, hit the deck, and he was in a wheelchair. And I said to him, can I do it? Because I had this huge balloon that you
could fall on.
You see him go, and then you hit this balloon. And they said, no, we can't do that. So we have to get a stuntman in. With that punching the window in, they made something called sugar glass, so you can actually the microphone there. Watch it. We just went for it. I don't know how many takes we did on that. Maybe just did one, but so it doesn't hurt you. It's just made of sugar. I think the line was "Stuff your poxy pub," wasn't it? You've just been kicked out by.
So good. So good.
But I looking back at some of the dialogue that Nick had, my God, he was such a racist. Some of the lines, some of the dialogue he had to come out with. Somebody sent me an old episode, not the first one, but one a bit further on there. I probably can't say this out loud here. See, then again, it's like things have changed. But it's sadly probably that kind of Nick Cotton attitude still exists out there. I'm sure it does.
Oh, I'm sure it
There's
does.
Some complete morons out there.
Absolutely.
So I was. I was quite amused, also quite surprised, because that's a long time ago. All that was recorded, but it's for real. It's the way people like Nick Cotton were.
It was his character. He was a nasty Nick.
Yeah,
definitely. How did you find doing obviously you had EastEnders, but then, and you've worked very sort of consistently, I would say. Like, was there any tips, or how were you able to work so consistently, do you think? Was it making great connections? Was it, like, how do you think you did that? Or was it just happened?
Consistently. I wouldn't say, to be honest, I have worked consistently, because there have been gaps, and I think that that kind of can't use soap opera thing kind of comes into it. But then again, I was thinking about it this morning, actually. I often refer to Downton Abbey. Would they have cast myself in Downton Abbey upstairs or downstairs?
Yeah.
Which I could do as an actor.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Absolutely.
You know, I played upper class, I played working class,
Yeah.
I played Liverpudlian, I played American, I sing, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But then again, I thought, hang on, I stood back from it. I thought, well, if I went in there as an actor to play one of the footmen, people would generally kind of, because most of that cast weren't that well known. A couple of the leads were, but a lot of the cast are unknown. And I think people would have maybe thought, oh, what's Nick Cotton doing downstairs at Downton Abbey?
I mean, I would have watched
so
it.
So I might have spoiled it a bit.
Good.
I tell you what, recently I really like to get on that Traitors programme, because
that's so
because I'm
funny.
sure people would think I was a traitor.
You'd be great on that.
I think it would be good, because I could be, you know, the man I normally am. At the same
Yeah.
time, people would be
very like suspicious of you.
I don't often watch those sort of programmes. I have to say the Celebrity Traitors is gripping stuff for
Yeah,
me.
you'd be great on that.
Yeah.
Definitely, people need to sort that out, because
Alan
that would be
Carr
so good.
was superb. There was an award for doing a programme like that. He should have got it, because he managed to amazingly toe the line there, didn't he? And not, you know, it wasn't like a. When he was with the others, he just.
Yeah.
It was amazing just to watch. In fact, I don't know if he's done much acting, but he did a great job there.
Yeah.
So no Nick Cotton downstairs at Downton. So there are times when I have been out of work for a while, and I think maybe it's been a double-edged sword. I mean, I've topped the bill in pantos over the years, a bit of a panto veteran, you know.
Yeah.
Probably done about over 30 pantomimes over the past few years. I don't know how many, I haven't really counted them all up. And I did a tour of Chicago, the musical, playing Billy Flynn. I don't know if you ever saw that show.
I have.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great.
Still great today, classic.
Yeah.
I love doing that. I did about 500 of them. I toured the country for about 2 years doing that.
Amazing.
So I have had. That would have been a benefit from being known as Nick playing Billy.
Yeah.
Billy was a little bit of a slightly dodgy.
Absolutely.
Lawyer. There have been times when it's been a benefit, like I say with Panto, but I suppose there have been times when I wouldn't be considered.
Because you're seen as this iconic role.
Because of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of that mantle that I created. So, but there you go.
Yeah.
Could be worse. I mean, so many people come into the business as everybody's out there watching this thinking, oh, I'll be an actor, you know. And you really have to work hard at it sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
You have to improve your talents. Like with the singing, I wouldn't have, if I hadn't taken lots of singing classes, the lovely lady who lived in Wimbledon, I probably wouldn't have got the part of Billy Flynn.
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen overnight. You have to put in the work, absolutely.
So you do have to work at it and get out there too, seeing people, you know, mingling, networking, etc. Yeah,
it's a hard thing. I find networking very hard.
Even if you know stuff. Penny Harvey Piper was the lady who upped my singing talents.
Right.
Yeah, so that was great. I worked really hard on that, and I still love singing. I've done some videos out there.
Yeah.
I'm under Johnny Altman. We were talking about names before.
Yeah, we
There's
were.
Another John Altman who's a brilliant composer and MD and saxophonist.
Yes.
He's great. Because he's out there musically, I thought, well, I'm going to have to change. So I'm actually Johnny Altman.
Yeah.
Where if you see any of the videos that I've done, I'm working on another one at the moment called Sat Nav Girl. Amazing. It's all about a guy who's in love with the voice of the Sat Nav Girl in his car.
Amazing.
Fun time rocky pop.
Yeah, amazing.
A lot of AI in it. That'll be out there at some point.
Amazing.
Maybe a summertime single, I think.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for actors that are starting maybe their first TV job? Maybe it is on a soap. Is there anything that you would say, I've been here, I know the ins and outs of it. What would you advise them, do you think, if it was their first day on set or something like that?
First day on set, well...
I mean, you're terrified, probably.
Yeah,
but yeah.
so you suddenly join the cast of
EastEnders.
EastEnders, for
Yeah.
example. Yeah, I mean, I spent it there, so I was so nervous going up there.
Yeah.
All these people I'm surrounded by that I know, you get a warm welcome from everybody up there.
Yeah.
From you, they're always they're a lovely crowd actually, and they know that somebody's coming in is going to be a bit nervous. So
Yeah.
they'll go easy. Well, go easy on, but they're welcome. And
Yeah.
there'll be a warm welcome. For yourself, make sure you know your lines back to front.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. Really, just get on, walk on the set knowing that you've got them under your belt.
Yeah,
And,
I think that's most of the nerves, isn't it? Not feeling prepared enough, maybe.
A little cure for nerves that I've used in the theatre before you walk on is to take maybe 3 to 5 really deep breaths. Even longer than that, perhaps.
Yeah.
And it just to calm your system
Yeah.
down. And then on you go, rather than standing in the window.
Yeah, shallow breathing. Yeah, just worrying. Yeah.
Which isn't going to help when you get on. So that would be a tip. But I mean, just prepare well. And be on top of it all. Really, and turn up on time. Yeah, be on time.
Absolutely. I do think that. I think
punctuality is so important.
I think, absolutely that. And just if you don't feel prepared, you know it deep down. And so then that makes you more nervous about those things, doesn't it? So, because you're bound to have nerves. But I think, as long as you're as prepared as possible, then you can, then you can do it fine. Amazing. So my last question that I asked to everybody is, what advice would you give to any creative? That could be a musician, any creative, any advice to them, actor, writer, musician, what would you say to those people?
Any creative, wow. that's a huge scope, isn't it? To deal
it could
with.
Just be actors, it's okay.
I think the great thing is to love it, whatever you're doing. Because if you don't love it with all your heart and all your soul, then what's the point, really?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I love music, for example, and I love acting, and I've gleaned such a lot over the years. But I think I know what's wrong and what's right.
Do it for the love of it.
Make sure you truly love it.
Yeah, because it's a hard business, isn't it? Really. Absolutely.
Yeah, don't just do it for the glam and the fame and the photograph on the front of the daily paper. You know?
Yeah. No, because most of those jobs, you're in a trailer or like behind the sets aren't that glamorous, are they?
No,
Filming schedules aren't that glamorous. No. It's hard work.
It is. Up early. Up early and home late sometimes. It's really hard. It's hard going. Having a break afterwards is well deserved, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
And theatre's really hard, actually, in a lot of ways, especially as you get older. I mean, pantomime, sometimes you do 2 shows a day every day, I don't know if you know.
Right,
every single day of the week. And Saturday, 3 shows, Sunday, 3 shows. And if you're lucky, you'll get Monday off. And then the following week's Christmas. So you're Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday's Christmas Day. Thank God you've got a day off.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And even the young ones on pantos that I've done say it's just exhausting.
Yeah.
Well, I said the trick is if you've been put into a 3-show-a-day syndrome, the best thing to do is imagine that the first show you never did it, and the second show is the first show. With me? So we tried that. It actually worked psychologically.
Yes,
it kind of works.
Yeah.
So, but any theatre, it's hard work. Like touring as well. Touring around the country. That was the joy of working on Chicago. We did 2 weeks in each place.
Yeah.
And, I worked out the other year, so I thought, gosh, I've lived in every one of the joys of being in my business. I've actually been to every single major city in the United Kingdom.
Amazing.
And performed there. You know, from Cardiff to Glasgow to all over. I've never done a West End run. I have performed on a West End stage, but I've never actually done a run. I've rehearsed in the West End as well. Every single city, which is great. You know, nobody gets to do that, do they?
No, absolutely not. And see so many places while you do it. But I suppose, do you have time to see those places?
In cases like Chicago, when you've got 2 weeks in each place, then you do get to explore. Like, I didn't even know what Arthur's Seat was when I went to Edinburgh with Chicago, and then we discovered that. It's an amazing place just outside Edinburgh. Have you ever been there?
I haven't, not yet.
It's like a small mountain, really. And you walk right up to the top of it, and you see right across the countryside. Arthur's Seat, there you go. I didn't even know it was there.
Well, thank you so much for chatting, John. It's been great.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Good to meet you. And
thank you so much.